Hello everyone. Today we're going to learn how to search an array, and we're going to also learn how to sort through that array. Now let me say this, when you're looking at this screen right here, you are looking at a very messy desktop, and sometimes we place our files just like this on our desktop so we can easily access it. You may even do this on your phone where you have maybe apps that are in different locations and you want to move them around. So when you do that, normally what we do is we'll right click, if this computer would hurry up, and then it would say sort by, and you would have the different types: name, size, item type, date modified. So the computer will give you these options so you can be able to sort your work. So what it'll do is, first it'll do a search, and we're going to also learn about searching through an array. Remember, an array is when we group and organize data. So these icons are considered locations in an array, and the icons are considered elements. So if we decided to sort by name, it would sort our icons or even your apps on your phone by name. And this is an example of how we search and then sort through an array. Today we're just going to learn about searching through an array. So if you look at this example here, and what you should do, you should also begin typing this information as well. And this is an example of a program of how you would search through an array. Now this information is located in chapter 6, so it's your responsibility to read section 6.2 on page 338 all the way up to page 343. And at the bottom of page 343, they talk about sorting an array. The first part I showed you is dealing with searching, and then it will sort. So in this case, we're going to learn how to search through the elements of an array. Please keep in mind there are two, not three types of searches. You have a linear search. A linear search is, think about sequential, and it goes through each element. It can be tedious though if an array is large. So if you have a very large array with tons of data, think of a phone book, or maybe if you have tons of contacts, or some people have Instagram where they have like 3,000 followers, and then you have to sort through that mess. So something like that is considered a linear search, and you have to go through all the elements. And then you have a binary search. A binary search is when it has tons of your information, and what it'll do is go through the middle, and then it'll begin searching. So searching starts at the middle. Now in this example of public class search, keep in mind that there's no constructor needed. You'll just start creating your methods. In this case, since we've been working with grades, you'll type this in because you will also learn how to invoke methods into your student report class dealing with searching. So we're going to target grades for an honor roll for those who have 90% or higher, which a few of you have, not everybody. And if you don't find a grade that 90% or higher, or a particular grade, it will return a -1. So it'll return a -1 if not found. And this example is a linear search to go through each element to find a specific target or element. So let's look at the program here. So this short method called linear search, which takes integer values. The parameters, you take two parameters. The first one is an array, and remember we've learned how to have array as objects. And the next one is the target, and the target means that is our value that we're searching for. So as you see here, remember to traverse through an array, you have to have a for statement, and we'll start. Notice the books sometimes have an index. I just put in I for short. So we'll start at 0, and then the I is less than the value dot length. and that connects with this array name value. So depending on the length of that array, and it could be any size because we haven't told the computer what the array size is, and then the loop will increment through the array. Now it says here, if target is equal to value sub I, and the sub I, of course, is when it's looping through the elements, and as it loops through the elements, if it finds the element or value that matches the target value, then it will return that value. And remember, -1 is if it's not found. So that is a simple linear search method. Now let's look at the binary search. The binary search starts at the middle of the array, as I mentioned earlier. You have to declare local variables and it shows here in line 27, 28, and 29, you have a low, middle, and high, because remember, the low starts at 0, the high would be the last element within the size of the array, and then you have your middle value, and the middle value is when it determines the average. Now, and that's stated here on line 24, the middle value is the average of the index locations. Again, this binary search has an array object named value in the parameter, as well as our target value. We're looking for a specific value. Okay, we declare the low at 0, the high is the length of the array. The -1, value.length -1 means to start counting the array at 1 instead of 0, so we don't have that off by 1. And then again, the middle means start at the average, so they'll take the low and high, divide by 2, and they'll figure that is the average element. Now look at this while statement, and you'll need to study this. Line 31, where it says value submiddle is not equal to target and low is less than or equal to high. So while this condition is true, it will go ahead and start with middle to high numbers on right. So if the target is less than the value submiddle, it will be considered a high value, and it'll say high equal middle plus 1. Okay, and then so it'll start searching from middle to high. And then if the low, start with low to middle on right, if low equals middle plus 1, and that's the else, then it will go ahead and divide by 2. Take the low plus high elements, divide by 2 to determine the middle value. And then remember, this is our if statement to determine the target. If value submiddle equals target, it will return the middle value, else return 1. So what it's doing is going through the elements of the array, traversing through the elements to find the middle value. And these two statements, these if statements, allow you to do that. And then once it finds the middle value, it'll go ahead and return the middle, or if not found, it'll return 1. So this is how you do a binary search as well as a linear search. Binary searches are more difficult because you have to start at the middle value. But this information is given to you so you can understand and actually memorize how it should look when searching, starting from the middle value, as well as doing a linear search starting from beginning to end. You are to, for your assignment, please type this program to help you out, and then you'll go ahead and invoke the linear search and the binary search into your driver class for the student report assignment. So remember, your assignment is, and let me state it here so you'll know, assignment is to invoke the linear and binary search methods into your student report class. Student report driver class. So we'll just see how that works. And please look at the example in listing 6-10. Listing 6-10 is a great way to help you invoke methods. Okay, so that is your assignment. Please make sure you type these programs in. You may need to pause the video to do so, and then you'll go ahead and invoke those methods. If there's any questions, again, please feel free to email me, drjonestech@gmail.com. And before we continue, make sure you have everything correct. I'll go ahead and compile, and you see compilation completed. That was already there. But let's compile again. And it still says it. So we're okay. Any questions, please let me know. Have a great day.